Good day, good day, good day, good day, my loves. I hope you are well. I am sending you love, hugs, and abundance. My furry feline just jumped through the window. Now I can put my phone down and drink my tea in peace because he was sitting in the windowsill. He had just jumped up, but he wanted to peruse, I guess. I don't know. Good day, my loves. It's like, 8 o'clock in the morning? He's about to cross. I don't know if he's going to try not to phone down or what, y'all. I'm sorry. Forgive him. He just went on about his business. I'll see you a little later, babe. Remember, 2 hours. Thank you. He's sitting down in the backyard. Anywho, guys, I hope you are well. Let me see. It's 8:02 Saturday morning. I'm drinking my tea with some agave, some blue agave, some lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and I put a shot of sea moss in there, right? So I'm sending you guys love. I have not recorded a video since last year, y'all. So I've been posting, but those were like videos that I had, and forgive me because I'm deep conditioning my hair. So this is what y'all got this morning. Let me see. So what have I been up to? So I haven't recorded a video since last year, like the beginning, the beginning of December was the last video I recorded, and I think the last video I just posted though was from like these, I don't know, I can't remember. Anywho, it's been a minute. For one, I haven't had no space in my phone, so that's why I had to get rid of all them daggone videos that I posted. And for two, really, I haven't felt like it. If you watch the last few videos, especially the last two blackout videos, you'll see I had a moment, I had an emotional moment, which is what happens when you're healing yourself, okay? On your spiritual journey, when you're healing yourself, you're actually healing old wounds. You're actually healing old trauma that you don't even know existed. Let me tell you, okay? Spiritually Savage here. Welcome to my channel. I always get these downloads, okay? So I always start talking first. So if I start talking first, then you know it must be important, because normally I have a whole subject that I want to talk about, but I never get straight to it. So take it for whoever it resonates for. But anywho, when you're in your healing process, and this was not what I was planning on talking about, but I'm going to complete this thought because it's for somebody out there. I have over 300 videos posted. Oh my gosh, I got 36 subscribers, the number 9. Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. You're not getting no edited videos from me right now, because if you go back and watch my other videos, you'll see my circumstances at the present moment, right? So thank you guys for coming back if you're returning, and to people who are just tuning in, listen, the world is strange, but you are loved, right? Anywho, back on task. So when you're healing trauma, you're healing wounds. You're not only doing that on the big scale, but on the minute scale, on the smaller scale, you're healing slights. You're healing times where you forsake yourself for someone else. When you basically, meaning you did something that you didn't want to do to please someone else. And as little as that seems, because we all grew up in the church, most of us. If you've tuned into my channel, then right now you're having a spiritual journey, but it's a religious crisis. Ooh, I just came up with that. Because it is. It's a religious crisis, but you're on a spiritual journey. There's something bigger than than religion. There really is organized religion, and you know my stance on organized religion. If not, go back and watch some videos, right? So right now it's to question everything. But you may think that that little time you did something for your husband, time you did something for your girl, your wife, times you did something for not the children, because that's a whole different ball game. So we're going to exclude children's and pets and the elderly, okay? For reasons I think we all understand why. Children, animals, not just pets, but animals in general, and the elderly. Okay. And up in there are some handicapped, because some people who are considered handicapped don't consider themselves handicapped and get on very well, a lot more than people who don't have a visible handicap at all. You know, we all have a handicap. Some of them are visible and some of them are not, right? But anywho, as you're healing, little things come up. And one of the things was that for me. And on my journey, and the only reason why it came up is because I was conditioned to think that it would come through the people that what I call self-sacrificing for. I self-sacrificed. And when they didn't self-sacrifice for me, I felt a certain kind of way. And so part of that healing journey had me sit with myself and to see where I was comparable to that, where I allowed that, where I participated in that. And a lot of times we don't think that we participate in when people do us wrong, but we do. We are complicit to some sort of extent. No, I'm not saying it's your fault that, you know, if your spouse was, you know, out there, you know, not being a good spouse. And that could mean a number of things. That's why I didn't want to put a specific title or label to that, because it could be sexual, it could be emotional, it could be just withholding important information, like you lost your job. It could be a number of things. That's not being a good spouse, right? And so when those things come up, when the big things come up, you know, trauma, if you were abused, in any sort of way, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, okay, because that's the thing. I didn't know that, but on my journey, I found out that it was, but that's a whole nother ball game. Those are the big things, right? Or your first breakup, or the first time you got fired from a job or laid off, or you survived the disaster, you survived war, you survived the sex trade, you know, whatever it may be. Those are big things. But there are, like, it feels like to me that there are a million other little things that we did not deem, categorize, or even denote that it was taking a piece of us. So every time you did something, now it's different. I'm not saying like, okay, why I'm being called to say this, I don't know, but there's differences. I'm not saying in an instance if a parent or somebody is sick in that instance, okay, then, you know, there's sometimes when we may not want to do it, but we have to do it. We're called to do it. We have a duty to do it. And not out of religious wise, but just out of being human. Okay, and caring and loving and compassionate. Those things don't go away. It doesn't matter if they're family, friends, a stranger, whatever, right? But during the healing process, when you realize your part in when you were hurt, and then you realize who you are in the spirit world, and then you realize who they are, and then you realize that you have awakened. Only you, okay? And if you're anything like me, I didn't realize who I was, but I spoke the truth all the time. So whatever I was feeling, what And sometimes it wasn't always the best of times to say what I was feeling, but I learned now, you know. But no one ever told me, though. They didn't tell me until just recently, like in the past 5 years, because I asked questions. But no one told me if I hurt their feelings with what I said. Probably because it was the truth, and you can't argue with the truth. But when you are a wounded person and you are not awakened, it's like reliving trauma over and over again. So that's what I actually did when I hurt people with the things that I said. I activated their trauma. So in the knowing that I have now, that is something that I do not want to do. Why? For one, I don't want to hurt anybody. But for two, I don't want to hurt myself, because please enter over and understand that karma is real. And so me speaking those words, they still come back to me. They may not come back to me. That energy comes back to me. The energy behind the words that you put out there in the world come back to you. It may not come back to you in the way that you are expecting it. It's going to come back through another person. It's going to come back through an instance. It's going to come back through a situation. And so knowing that now, and understanding that, I am more careful with my words, because what I do to you gets done back to me. It may not get done back to me by them, the person that I hurt or the person that I was cross with, but it will come back. Now, I am not perfect, honey. Oh, I am not perfect. And if you go back in my videos, or if you even know who I am, you'll know that I have a temper. I told a story about when I was like 13, 14. I have a temper. And so I knew then my temper will either get me killed or it would get me put in jail. And somebody would get hurt. That's why I would get put in jail, because I would either get killed myself or I would kill somebody. That's how bad my temper was. And so my spiritual journey has been my entire life. Literally, y'all. But now sitting here, I don't have any malice in my heart. Now, don't get me wrong. When you awaken and others around you don't, it is one of the most difficult things. Oh, honey, and I speak to you from experience and from real time. Because it alters your reality. Being awakened to what's going on in the spirit world, and understanding and understanding that there is something greater than us, and that this place we live on has so much magic around, sitting next to you. In the woods, the trees, the grass, even the fence, okay? It literally, everything is alive. Everything is around you. And I once heard